What's up everyone, this is your introduction to Microsoft OneNote.
Make sure you guys have the OneNote app installed on your iPad. Then go to Safari and go find my Schoology course over here. And in the Schoology course, what you'll notice is that there is a section that says Links to OneNote Class Notebook. Click on that and then find whatever period you're at, and you're going to then open that class notebook. So you can get these links by clicking Share and then Copy Link so that you have the link to the notebook. It's going to sign you in on the internet over here, and it's going to log you into your Microsoft account. If you have the app installed, it should automatically take you over to the OneNote class notebook, and your screen should look like this, where it looks like there's just nothing going on over here. In order to see more parts of the notebook, you have to click on the top left arrow over here, and you'll see that you now have a collaboration space, a content library, and then your section over here. The content library is where all of your lessons are going to be in. So if you click on the content library and you tap on copy the lesson, what you'll notice is the first lesson is here, Master Your Memory. If you ever don't have something here, you can swipe down and you'll see that this little circle appears. This means that you'll sync the notebook so that it syncs to the master copy so that everyone can see it. So this notebook over here right now is currently in the content library. You are not able to edit something if it is in the content library. You may have some sort of error at the top thing over here that says this is read only, or it might say that this is the content library. So if you want to be able to write on this document, what you're going to have to do is you're going to have to hold down on the document and you're going to click on this button right over here, and you'll have the option to move or copy it. You're going to click copy, and that will say where would you like to copy it. Right now it's currently in the content library, so if you choose here and click content library, nothing will happen. So you'll have to instead click on back and then find your name, and then you'll tap on assignments, and then that will get copied. It looks like nothing happens, but if you click on the back arrow and then go to your name and then click on assignments, you'll notice that this lesson has been copied, and now you're able to actually mark this up, and you're able actually to work on this over here, where if you draw, it'll happen on the screen. You'll also be able to interact with the document by tapping and all this. If by accident you have too many sections of it, you can always delete one by holding down and then clicking the trash can sign in the bottom to delete it. But it is permanent, so be careful. You can also swipe to the left and click delete as well, but that is permanent as well, so make sure that if you want to delete something, it is correctly what you want. Sometimes you may get an error up here, such as working offline, or if it asks you to re-sign in, the best way to fix that is to go back to my Schoology page, and then go back to the link to the notebook, and then click on that link again, and it will open in the website version as you see here. The website version doesn't have as many features, so you definitely don't want to work there, but if you click up here, open an app, it will send you back over to the OneNote app, and it will force sync your notebook so that anything that needed to be refreshed will automatically be refreshed. And as we saw before, if it says there's no sections here, just click on this back arrow over here, and then you can go to your name and you'll be able to go back and interact with your content, or you can go back to the content library as well. Occasionally you might have a little error triangle over here, and if you hold down on the notebook and you click on the arrow over here, it will tell you what the error is. If it's telling you that you can't sync your notes, you can always try clicking sync now, or do the exact same thing that I just tried to do, where you go back over to notebook and then you just re-click on that link over there, and then once it opens, click back to open an app to try and force that issue. I recommend that before one of your lessons you add a page and you practice playing around with adding a title. If you need to add a title, all you have to do is tap above the line, and you'll be able to have the title over here change to what you type it, and if you tap down, it will change over here. Additionally, if you want this to be handwritten, what you could do is if you take one of the pens over here and you start writing above the line, you'll notice that it handwrites what you wrote over here as well, which is nice and handy. You won't always need it, but I do recommend getting a stylus to write with. And the 4 tips to writing neatly when you do use a stylus is zoom in till it says maximum. I would write with the medium width brush. I would make sure your hand is flat against the screen so that when you write, it's nice and neat. Also very useful to have your iPad flat against a surface so it's not shaky, so you can write neatly against something. If you try writing when zoomed out, and then you go look at it, most likely what you're going to see is your writing is really sloppy, so that's why I recommend to zoom into maximum. There are many different tools that you can select between. You have the pen and the highlighter, and then after choosing the pen, you can choose the width and then the different color that you'd like to use. If you ever want to delete a pen, just swipe down and you can then delete it from the top over here. You also have the ability to use the lasso tool over here if you want to select something, and you then can change the color of what you're using as long as it's the same tool. You can't if it's a highlighter, but if I want this to be a difference, I can then turn this to be black. I could then turn this to be purple, and you can even change the width of what line you're currently working with. If you ever want to insert a picture, make sure that you tap where you want the picture to go, and then you can go to pictures, and then you can upload that if you give it access, or you can even just go straight to the camera after tapping where you want it, and you'll be able to take a photo and put that straight inside that document. When typing, you're able to change the font that you're currently using with all the fonts that you currently have installed on Microsoft, so you're able to change that. You could always bold, italicize, underline. You can change the font color, so whatever font you need. You also could add a highlight over here. You can use bullet points, numbers. You can increase the indent or decrease the indents. And then there's a couple tags that you can add where if you wanted to put a check mark in. And when you're done with the lesson and ready to submit it, you'll click on the arrow at the top over here. And then the most important thing is don't click copy link, don't click Outlook, don't click more apps. You're going to click send copy of page and then send with another app. Do not click email with Outlook. Then you're going to select the app, which for my class is going to be Schoology. So you're going to swipe over. You might have to click more. And you have to have the Schoology app installed in order to copy it over. You'll select copy to Schoology, and it'll then ask where would you like it to go. You're going to select the lesson turn in spot, so submit to assignment, and then you'd find my assignment over here in my class. So you'd click my class, and then you would submit it to that section.
And that's all you need to know.